Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be taking a look ahead at the week or 7 days from now and see what the main themes of this week are going to be for you, or any events or signs or synchronicities you might see throughout the week, just to give a little bit of guidance and clarity. You could get a sneak peek at what might be going on. And since this is a timeless reading, it's pretty much based on 7 days from wherever you're watching this, not necessarily 7 days from time of recording. And also remember to take only what resonates. This is a general reading, so some of these messages might not resonate with you. I am channeling a lot of energies, and at this time, just bear with me. We're at the tail end of Mercury in retrograde when I'm filming this, so some things might be coming through easily, but for most of you, it feels like from wherever you're starting the week or wherever you're watching this, you might be going through a slight rough patch and might need some hope for the week ahead. Because what I'm hearing is that if you are having a little bit of a hard time, because the song that came through the most right at the beginning of this reading was Manic Monday. Uh, like just another Manic Monday, wish it was Sunday. So there might be a little bit of stress, or you might be facing some stress about the week ahead, the work week, or Monday might be a little bit of a difficult time. But the main energy or the main message is that you're going to have fun after you go through a little bit of a rough patch, or if you're going into this next week in a rough patch, you're going to have a good outcome. So what I want to say is that if you've been looking for good news about the week ahead of you, and you're coming from this not another Monday launching point, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be like Monday might be a rough day, but Tuesday will be better. Like whenever you're watching this during the week. So that's some good news I want to give for you. Any songs I receive, I will link in the description below, just so you can tap into that energy, tune in to your higher self, and just for fun. Sometimes our souls like to communicate through music, through song. So the song that came through was It's Friday, I'm in Love. So it's sort of like Monday you can fall apart, Tuesday, Wednesday break my heart, Thursday doesn't even start, but it's Friday, I'm in love. So the week feels like you're starting off from a little bit of a weird point, but you're going to have a good week by the time it ends. I just want to reassure you with that. So there's good news coming in. So stick around for that, because I'm getting the overarching energy or the main theme surrounding this week. And there might be some, like, I'm hearing there might be some tenseness around financial security. You might be facing like hard times with financial security, or just even maybe even needing mental rest. You might be emotionally, physically exhausted. And it's weird because the main theme of the week seems like it's the opposite of that. So whatever you're starting the week or going the week ahead, like whatever energy you're starting from or moving into, this week ahead is going to be the opposite. I just want to say that because I feel like most of you who clicked on this video want good news about what's happening. And I feel like really exhausted. Like I feel like you're on Sunday afternoon watching this and you're dreading going into work on Monday because you almost are like super exhausted even after resting for the weekend. But in a weird way, you have not been resting. I'm hearing you need mental rest going into this week, because whenever you're seeing this into next weekend, or the weekend seems to be very good for you. Like the next weekend is going to be a good time for you. So you get through your work week or whatever you're going through. And I just want you to know that Sandalphon is with you right now. Archangel Sandalphon, if you've been working with her or working with angels, they're with you during this week. They see you. There's a little storm cloud over you. There's a rain cloud, but you're going to see a rainbow at the end of the week. I just want to reassure you. So please stick around. Sandalphon's like, don't click off this video. It's good, I swear. But I'm feeling where you are now. This feels like you're Garfield. I hate Mondays. It's going to be rough. It's not. You're going to be fine. If you're dreading the next day, like I'm also hearing Charlie Brown saying good grief. You might feel like you can't catch a break, whether it's at work or even college or school or wherever you are. Um, I'm hearing you might be working with people twice your age, and that's frustrating to you if you're part of like a younger generation and you're kind of sick and tired of seeing your friends and family like kind of like complacent with what's going on, and you feel like you want to put them in their place. That is very specific for a few of you, and it's, I mean, there's a lot of like hot-blooded, passionate, fiery energy surrounding this. You like to put all your cards on the table, and you are aligned with either your higher self or your soul's purpose, and it might be frustrating to you to see people around you like falling down upon like their knees and just complying to the status quo factory settings that this world has made for them. And it might be exhausting for you to see that. And it's perfectly normal. Let me just say, like, I also grew up too quickly, and I would see people twice my age. I still see people twice my age who act so much more immature than even I was when I was like younger. And it was frustrating because I'm like, how did you live this long on this planet and you have no life experience? Like, they don't have street or book smarts. Like, how did you live your life in a bubble? But you're coming forward as this Queen of Wands energy. You're stepping into your passion. There's almost like, it feels like whatever's happening on Monday might seem like it's a weird tipping point, but it's actually a catalyst and a breakthrough. You might get to the point during this week where you're like, you know what? I kind of had it. And it's not that you're making a big deal or a big fuss, but there's this fire in you that's like, you know what? I'm going to just not listen to those people. I'm living my truth. You're going to go around being Scrooge McDuck, sitting on your piles of money and then complaining about life. Like, what the heck? Like, what's going on with you? And you might be surrounded by people. I'm sensing there's like this workplace stuff. Like, you're getting so tired of the rise and grind mindset. And the people who rise and grind with you, who might make more money than you, are just incompetent. And even if you're younger and you kind of like don't know a lot, it is perfectly reasonable to see those who are older than you being like not very good at what they're doing or just not a positive role model. It's possible to have both this naivety and almost arrogant attitude when you're younger, but then to actually be slightly more emotionally and intellectually mature than the people around you, because they're people who get stuck like in teenagers. Like, I worked with a group of people who just, they graduated high school in body, but they were still in high school. They were older than me, but it felt like I was with a bunch of high school bullies who just never learned to grow up. And I had to be the one with the good head on their shoulders. And I was literally the youngest one there. So I know how frustrating it is if you identify as someone who's younger, or you are maybe like the more mature or older person in your peer group, and you're just frustrated with the people around you in general. It doesn't need to be an age gap or age difference. There's just this disparity between who you are and you being a leader and stepping into a leadership role in some sort of career endeavor, and you're just being so frustrated with the people around you. And if this is how you're starting your week, let me just tell you, there is this fiery, passionate energy that's going to carry you through. So whatever happens on Monday or the beginning of a week or a work week for you is going to inevitably create this like spiral into something that is very beautiful. And it's this time of like very almost like dark and heavy energy is going to be, and stagnant energy I'm feeling. Yeah, because I heard someone's got the case of the Mondays. So this is going to be fleeting. It's not going to last. It's just going to be here for a little while. I'm having a hard time getting this out. Just bear with me. Yeah, so you're going to just have this brief moment of pause and exhalation before you reach the point where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go out there and live my life and live my passion. Even if it's just you at work standing in your truth and not giving enough about what anybody else thinks. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to do my job. I'm just going to do what I know is right. And it just literally, whatever you're doing in your life is going to pay off. And I'm going to see what other themes of this week are popping up, because a lot of it has to do with bringing your work life into balance, bringing your passionate energy. Yeah, okay, so already, yeah, right off the bat, what I was seeing is true. This is going to be like how this is okay. If the beginning of your work week is starting out kind of as this moment of truth, like there's this like okay, so clarification, yeah. There's a mindset you're moving on from, there's a truth you're stepping into. If there's something that happens that almost like sheds light on what you're feeling or gives you more clarification about how to move forward during the week, because I'm hearing for you like even this reading alone might actually be something that will like tip you in a positive direction to make the best decisions, because I just want to say you're not alone. Like I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are, there are going to be people around you who make you feel like, how the heck do they have this job? How the heck? And it's like sometimes the people okay, I'm going to give you this anecdote about a job I worked in a while ago. There was a manager who only hired very, very young people because almost like she was so emotionally immature and kind of a little bit insecure, with peace and love, I want to say, that she could only work with people who are so much younger and almost like new. So she hired managers and people who were almost running the place for her, who didn't know any better, who didn't have experience, and just sort of left them to kind of do things on their own and not necessarily mentor them or tell them what to do. I mean, she did, but there was like this level of immaturity where she was hiring people who matched that. And it was really frustrating to see that more qualified people weren't really stepping up to the position, because it was purposely they were hiring those who are not necessarily qualified. So, they wouldn't it was like a weird I don't know, mindset of insecurity with a person. And it's possible to have a boss like that, where their personality type kind of gets in the way of more competent people. And they might hire people who don't have experience because they don't want competent people. They want yes men. They want corporate people. They want people to get results and get numbers, but not actually do well at their job and be good with customers, which is really weird because we're trained to say customer first, and they're right. But the thing is that no, the money is right. How much money do you make? Do you force customers to buy something they don't need? and if you have a lot of people in management who are just not doing their job right, but it seems like on paper, oh, look at how much money we're making. Yeah, that's kind of a lot of that corporate greed might be sinking into whatever workplace you're in, especially in a time where there might be some financial insecurity. And don't worry, queens, no matter what gender you are, everyone is a queen deep down inside. We are all queens. You are going to get it. You're going to go out there, you're going to slay, and you're going to show them who's boss, not by being in the position, but by just leading from the position you are. And people are just going to follow you. And that's what happened with me. Like, people would look to me who are in higher management positions to be like, what the frick do I do? And I'm like, well, here's what you do. And it's funny because I've had that happen in literally every job I had. And you're going to do great. You're going to end this week on a very positive note, if not for the fact that you are so dang proud of yourself because you have this excitement and fire in you. There's a lot of good things coming in. I feel like good news and hope at the end of the week, perhaps regarding finances. If you're watching this during tax season in America, you could be receiving some sort of tax cut or tax break or some sort of incentive to enter into a higher tax bracket. I'm also hearing some of you might be doing work with the mental health community also. Some people you're working with are making disparaging claims about you and your worth ethic. And if that's been something that you've been dealing with going into this week, you're not alone in this. It feels like some of your colleagues might be facing that too. If you've been facing bash, I just want to say there's no way I could have predicted that this reading would have gone this direction. But thank you for sticking around, because it's like, yeah, I'm predicting the future for you, but this is quite interesting energy. I just want to make a side note of that for some reason. not to interject my author's notes into this biography of your future, but oh well. So yeah, there's like this imbalance within some sort of organization or corporation, but you are not alone. Spirit's telling you to make notes about this just so you know like what's coming up next week, because you do have something coming into balance, and it's just based on the work you've done alone, what you've done in good faith, I'm hearing. Because as long as I'm hearing you're an outstanding member of the community, you are setting an example to people who are higher than the ones who have been sort of like not so good to you or disowning you. And that is either being recognized or seen. And that alone is positive. I'm hearing some of you might actually, oh wow, view coworkers being fired in front of you this week. Ooh, I mean, if you, I mean, I don't think that would necessarily happen, but maybe you might witness a coworker storming out angry, and you see later they were fired or because of something they did, or they were reprimanded because of something you did. Take that as it resonates. And Sandalphon just said no notes. Okay, you are on the right direction. I'm hearing steer clear of drama. Stay away from the drama, mama. This is not Halloween. Don't go around chasing ghosts and scaring people. That might have been for a few of you. I'm getting a lot of like retail and corporate vibes from this mostly, if some of you are doing that. Like, there's y'all. I this is interesting. So a lot is coming through at the same time. So if those of you are a little bit younger, I'm like late teens, early 20s. I'm hearing tap into some of the. I'm hearing ghost stories. Some of you might actually like cartoons or ghost stories. Whatever in your childhood made you feel the best when you were going through a hard time, I am being told like tap into that. Watch cartoons from when you were a child, or watch things that make you happy. And I'm getting so the reason why I'm having a hard time channeling this energy is um, you're needing to take a pause to clear out a lot of stagnancy right now. There's a lot of cards on the table. There's a lot of stuff out there that you're taking on, and I'm getting actually a lot of energy that is telling me that you might need to kind of clear your either third eye or crown chakra and your throat chakra, because when I get this overabundance of a lot of like clear audience downloads all at the same time, I'm definitely tuning into someone who is either very much in their head. If you're a air sign, sun, moon, or rising, and or you have a Libra sun or moon, there's a lot of old energy being cleared, and it's making this whirlwind of internal struggle, because I feel like my mind is racing and I can't get words out. I want to illustrate what I'm feeling right now, because it's hard to put into words, because all I can do is hear like I feel like there are 1,000 radios in my room right now, and every single one of them is playing a different song. Some of you might need to work through some sort of internal struggle with a mental blockage to meditate, to ground, because there's a lot of airy energy here. The sun and moon ignite. There's a lot coming through here, and I can't really channel it all at once. So what I just want to say is just meditate and ground yourself. Meditate and ground yourself right now. It's going to be okay. And I can understand if some of you are going through a little bit of a struggle and anxiety at this point. It's perfectly normal to have those thoughts. Whatever you need to do to get through that, I recommend. And sometimes just tapping into like mindless activities. Yeah, okay, so watch cartoons, do something to turn your brain off. I'm getting a lot of memes also. So if you're the type of person who likes to watch memes or you're like chronically online and you're going through this breakthrough and awakening mentally, you could be overstimulated. So, like, watch your cartoons, watch your PewDiePie, look at your memes, because I'm kind of wanting to like the memes of my generation. It's like brain turn offy, go to bed, no zoomies, doggo go to sleep. That's literally like. I feel like I cannot channel this energy. Woo. Excuse me. So let me just take a step back. So Monday's gonna be important. Let me just take this off the table, and I'm gonna see if I can get a coherent thought through. And this video is going up no matter what. Like, you're gonna see me flounder around, and no, you're not alone, fam. So there's gonna be some equivalent exchange imbalance. There's something coming up towards the end of the week where you're not going through this alone. There's a lot of people, and there might be a lot of people in your energy, which is why I'm picking up on so many thoughts flying through my mind at once. If you're already going through what is a spiritual awakening and ascension, you're surrounded by a lot of people who are causing this inner kerfuffle in your mind, body, and soul. And you're like seeking wisdom from a higher source and you don't know where to start. And there's a lot going through your mind. Let me just tell you, you're not alone. And you can get through this. You just need to give yourself that patience. It's about taking it every step of the way with a grain of salt, but a lot of grace for yourself because you deserve that type of mental balance. So the good news is by the end of the week, by Friday, you're going to be in love with life again. Like there's a lot of very happy-go-lucky energy. You're coming out of a time of stagnancy. And a lot of times when we're clearing out stagnancy, there's going to be like, it's like you're digging into a pool of water and you see like nothing beneath the surface. It's like brown, muddy water. And all of a sudden, you're just trying to dig up this shiny little gem at the bottom. If you're digging up all that dirt and muck, it's going to rise to the surface. And it's going to be hard. But once you get that gem from the bottom of that water, it's like, oh, this is who I am. I don't need to be in this pool of stagnant water. Because wherever you go, you're going to be surrounded by the energy and more sensitive to it. You are like this gem in a bottom of a well of muddy, stagnant water. And getting out of that and taking a step back, even after the weekend, can be exhausting. Like you're not resting because you're anticipating going back into that. Even if you have a positive attitude to begin with, it's like once you're in that muck, it's not easy to maintain it. If you're surrounded by negative Nellies and people who force you to do their job for them, you're going to be mentally and physically exhausted, my dudes. Wow. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, like if any of this rings true to you and what you think might actually help you get through this week, because I just want to know like what I can do to be here for you. And if you'd like to get any messages about clearing any sort of overstimulated mental energy or how to go into a workplace as a empowered empath, and spirit keeps telling me you need to make a mental note of this, that you need to keep this in mind, what I'm saying right now. If you do need any guidance, even if you don't tell me in the comments below, I'll probably receive a message about some sort of reading, or I'll get the initiative to do something along those lines, because I'm very much open to the collective consciousness of what is needed right now. But I'm just going to tell you that you're going to be okay, that this is how you're going to feel during the weekend. And it's about creating that balance within yourself. And I feel like some of you need to be alone in your room just watching TV all weekend. um, bed rotting, as it were. That might mean something to some of you, like just laying in bed and being by yourself in your energy and not giving a darn about what anybody says about you, and just putting your phone on silent, like leaving your friends on red, and like, this is my time. Take a relaxing weekend to yourself. Isolate to the point where you just feel like you again. But also remember, if you do need any help and there are friends that don't deplete your energy, talk with them. But if that's not the case and you're surrounded by people who deplete you, anticipating going into the week ahead knowing you're going to be depleted again, that is concerning, and it does happen, and it's not your fault. So let this be confirmation that you're not doing anything wrong. You're just not around the right sort of people. But it's possible to balance being around the people who might not be a good environment for you or a good fit for you, and still maintain that set of boundaries as an empath or someone who's highly spiritual. And if some of you want to be in the spiritual community or tap into these gifts, it might be a little bit more difficult for you. But one thing I will stress is that it is important to find a community of healers, of tarot readers. I'm hearing spirit. What is that? Spirit talkers, spiritual mediums. Whatever gifts you might be having breakthrough right now, it's important to surround yourself with people who remind you that it's okay. You're normal. There's nothing to fear. And I'm sure that might make sense to you. And it might be hard. You don't know where to look for that. Well, I think starting online and on YouTube, like, go to any tarot reader you frequent and comment and talk to each other in the comments. It doesn't even have to be my channel. Go to whatever online tarot reader or online like group with people in the spiritual community, but start with the places you know first and just talk to each other. Like, this is a valid place, and it shouldn't be a last resort. I know. Another suggestion is research metaphysical stores in your community. Like, go online and just type in metaphysical store near me. And usually Google, like, I know in my area there's like maybe at least there's like two within walking distance, and there are a few more like that I know of, like 3 or 4 nearby. And just go into those stores, talk with the staff there, ask them about like how to get involved in the community. A lot of those places have a monthly or annual fairs where psychics, tarot readers get together, and you can network at those. It's just about looking online at different communities and networking and asking them how to get more involved, where to look. Maybe even asking a store owner, like, how could I be mentored in this, and just talk about it with people who are out there. And some of you may be older than you if you just graduated high school or graduating college and you want to pursue this, or even in a mental health career, you want to incorporate spirituality. Just go into your local brick and mortar store and ask them. Like, in the spiritual community, there's also a lot of online places, like there's this website called meetup.com, and you can look into like even Zoom sessions, online spiritual groups. Just having to be resourceful in this time where we are using the internet to our advantage, and we have the star card, which is ruled by Aquarius. We are an age of techno witches and wizards out here. I identify as a techno witch. I literally use online to like channel and divinate. Like, we're using alternate methods of divination. Like, we understand that we are the new age of light workers and starseeds, and you are embodying that energy, because I'm getting a lot of Aquarian energy. Even if you weren't born in the age of Aquarius, you are moving forward and using technology to your advantage. And I would highly suggest doing that, or talking with any angels or ascended masters, or just kind of researching spiritual leaders, even ascended masters online. But only go and stick around the ones you connect with, because not everybody is going to resonate with you or vibe with you. They're not going to all pass the vibe check, as it were. So it's important that you, like, almost in the same way you would shop around for therapists or doctors, because that is kind of a thing. I mean, maybe not anymore, but just, when you're going around to find a therapist, it's important that you get kind of connect with them. And that's the same for any spiritual person or spiritual leader or someone you want to learn from, or even tarot readers. Like, when I first started going to tarot readers myself, as I was learning how to channel messages and divination, I started with one group of either online and offline readers, and then I like completely changed, like, as I was ascending, as I was like learning my own language, learning who I was, and healing. Like, the people I either get guidance or readings from now are completely different from the ones I started out this journey with. They don't, it's not that they don't pass the vibe check, is that there are other people out there who are more aligned with me and speak in the way that my soul understands. And it's just about finding the people that speak to your soul, where it just clicks, the light bulb turns on, and you might actually be listening to a lot of music right now, or like know that there's like a lot of music in your mind right now, if you have that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm getting for your week ahead in positive news. And so the outcome is you're going to come into a time of at least emotional stability within yourself. And the more you focus on you and, staying in your lane and taking care of yourself, you're going to see your finances and the world around you become slightly more stable. And let me just say, it is not your responsibility to clean up other people's messes. It is not. You know, um, I'm also hearing, don't stay put where you are, but to continue to advance forward in whatever your heart is desiring most. And even if you are currently working a job you don't like, if it feels dead end or it's part time just so you can make rent, like, don't give up on your dreams and passions. Sometimes you do have to sideline your dreams and passions to be able to survive, but during this time in your life, it is more important for you to follow your desires and where your heart is leading you, where your heart is telling you to go right now. So that is one of the main messages coming through here at the end, is choose what you know is right for your heart. And I'm hearing assemble a playlist in the description below. If you would, I'm hearing if some of you need to use music as a way to like rekindle your memory, if that's how you visualize energy, I'm gonna put all the songs that I felt through this reading below in the playlist. And maybe I'm hearing some of you can add them to your Spotify channel or Spotify playlist. I think I'm just going to like make a list of songs and call it Spotify playlist. So if those of you need that type of music and need that energy work right now, I'm going to put that in the description below to make it easier for you to get through this week. So you're doing good. Your ancestors, your spirit guides are saying you're going to be okay, honey. It's going to be okay. So no matter what happens, just know you're ending this week on a positive note. And by Friday or whenever you end this week, it's going to be great. You're going to be doing okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I wish you the best and all my love to you, dear viewers. And I will see you again in another reading.